Hey, how's it going? Today I'm talking about 5 signs you're headed for another dopey DNF.
This is Running to the Castle, a podcast for injury-prone Run Disney runners on a journey to running magical miles. Join me, Dr. Allie, as I share the secrets I've gathered as a runner, doctor of physical therapy, and coach. You'll learn the exact ways I get my clients to the castle strong without feeling broken or held together with KT tape as they cross the finish line.
So, the other day I talked about 3 reasons Run Disney runners DNF their race. Today I'm talking about 5 signs that you're headed for another one. So, this is specifically if somebody has already DNF'd their race. I'm talking particularly dopey. The marathon can be lumped in here and maybe half marathon, but this is kind of distance specific. So some of these will translate to other distances, some won't. So please take this information, as always, with a grain of salt. But if you have DNF'd or did not finish dopey previously, and you're looking for a revenge race, a revenge race, kind of like a revenge bod, where you come back better than ever and kill it on the race. You finish so strong, best time, feeling so good, and it's your revenge race because that race you DNF'd in the past. If you're looking to get your revenge race, here are things to look out for if you're wondering, could this happen again? Because of course it can always happen again. We want to try and prevent that as soon as possible. So be on the lookout for some of these things. I have noticed as a physical therapist helping runners, as a coach helping Run Disney runners, these are things that I have noticed as patterns over the past couple of years, patterns I've noticed for people who DNF races. Okay, so one of them, this might sound a little weird because just because of what it is. So, if you bought 3 new pairs of shoes in the past 6 months, this is a sign that you could be headed for another DNF. So, what does this have to do with DNFing a race? So, this is talking about buying new running shoes because the ones that you're wearing just aren't right. So, I'd say most people are buying new running shoes because something hurts. Let's say you have IT band syndrome. So, you get a new pair of shoes. You wear them, they feel okay. And everybody just says they need to get broken in. So you wear them for a little while, but really, how long does it take to break in shoes? You wear them for a little while, maybe like 4 weeks, 6 weeks, and you finally decide, you know what? No, this just is not right for me. So then you get another new pair of shoes. Same kind of thing. They just aren't right. They're a little bit better, but now your Achilles hurts and they just something feels off. And why can't this just be the Cinderella of shoes where it just slips on, it fits just right, and lo and behold, you are done and you're with Prince Charming? If you've done that, and if you've gotten at least 3 new pairs of shoes in the past 6 months, you're headed for another dopey DNF. It's not looking good. The next sign, something hurts every time you run 8 miles or more. Something is always aggravated on your body. First, it's runner's knee, then it's IT band syndrome, then it's the Achilles, then it's shin splints, then it's your hamstring, then it's your glute, then it's your plantar fasciitis. Every time you run 8 miles or more, something hurts. Then you have to take a week or 2 off. Usually, that's not necessarily part of the sign, but that's usually what happens, right? Something hurts. You run 8, 9, 10 miles. Something hurts. You take a few days off. It's feeling better. You go and run a shorter distance. Still not great. You know what? It's a little bit better, but not great. So I'm going to take another week off. That's what happens, right? That is a sign that you are headed for another dopey DNF. Something hurts every time you run 8 miles or more. The next one, you're pushing to keep that 15:30 pace on every run, 15 minutes and 30 seconds per mile on every run. I get it. The other most common runDisney training plan in the little booklet, if you read it, they recommend, actually, no, runDisney themselves recommends maintaining a training pace of 15 minutes per mile. So I get it why you're trying to maintain that, or maybe it's the 15:30 every time you run. So your long run is that, your short runs are that, because if you keep doing it over and over and over again, you'll get faster. If you're pushing to keep that pace every single run, you are almost guaranteed to DNF. I would say with 90% certainty. And I know that because my clients who have done that in the past did DNF. The next sign, which is kind of opposite of this last one that I just said, you're setting a new PR every time you run. You get a new personal record every long run you run. So let's say you run your long run on Sunday. Every Sunday, your Garmin, your Apple Watch is telling you new fastest 5K, new fastest 10K, new fastest half marathon. That sounds great, right? It's not. You are, again, with almost 90% certainty, you are headed for a DNF if you even make it to the start line. And then the last sign, you're doing more strength exercises now to fix an injury. When I say now, I mean during training season, not now, presently, as I'm recording this, because technically we are outside of dopey training season. I am recording this in March. This is pre-season. This is pre-training. This is base building time for dopey. Dopey training is July through January. When I say doing more strength exercises now, I mean during your training, because somebody's probably listening to this. Unless you listen to it the day that it drops, it's probably most likely going to hit a wave of people in, like, I'd say probably September is going to be when this episode starts really making its rounds. It's so wild how that happens with like social media, podcasts, stuff like that. It usually takes like 4 to 6 months for it to really make its rounds. That's what I've noticed with my podcast episodes. So those are 5 signs you're headed for another dopey DNF. You could have one, you could have all 5. I hope you don't have all 5, but all 5 is very, very common. I'd say the majority of people I have talked to who have DNF'd dopey, they have at least 3 of these. Very occasional, very, very occasional, they have 1. And then on the other end of the spectrum, very occasional, they have all 5. I'd say 3 or 4 is most common. So if you're noticing that you have these or any one of these, you are very likely headed for another DNF. And I want to make you aware of this because there are things you can do to avoid it, depending on when you're training. If you're listening to this in December, dopey is in January, there could still be time. It's always better the sooner you realize that something's gone awry, the better. But I started working with somebody in right around Thanksgiving for dopey this past year. So and they finished all 4 races. So there is a possibility, but the sooner you recognize it, the sooner things can change to make it so that you don't DNF. So if you have any of these 5 signs, please start making changes. And over these next couple of weeks, I'm going to be talking about these 5 signs and how to rectify them, why they are a sign that you're on your way to another dopey DNF so that you can avoid it.
Hey, can I ask a quick favor? If you're enjoying this podcast, would you take 20 seconds to leave a rating and review? Leaving a rating and a review helps other runners find this podcast because the platform you're listening to this on will start suggesting it to runners like you. All it takes is 20 seconds. Thank you so much for supporting this podcast. As always, thanks so much for listening. That's all for now. Talk to you soon.